Journey is a PlayStation Network exclusive and made by That Game Company. If you've heard of them or have played their other titles like Float or Flower, you know what to expect, especially when it comes to the visual graphics. There is a story involved, but it's very subtle. Only going by the cutscenes, the player starts to understand a little more about this world and the mysterious character. Gameplay is pretty simple as you only have to move around and jump, but the main feature I did enjoy is communicating with strangers. No headset or text chat is involved. You only have to sing to communicate with one another. After you beat the game, you can see their usernames at the very end, but the fact that you are joined with another player, regardless of their gender or age, it doesn't matter who you are. You're here to have fun and play the game. Music is wonderful for this game. Depending on the stages, the music can vary from relaxing and pleasant to scary and dark. I'm really glad I gave Journey a chance after hearing about it on the TGS podcast. It's a really wonderful game, even if it is short. Journey performed very well when it came to the visuals, the music, and the story involved. For those who are familiar with my channel have probably guessed that I would mention this game as one of my top 5 for this year. Okami was first released years ago, but it has made a comeback on the PlayStation Network on October 30th, 2012. As mentioned in my first impressions video about the flexible controls, I'm glad that the player is given an option in how they want to play the game, when it comes to the controller or the PlayStation Move. And can't forget the Celestial Brush. It's a fun way to interact with the game and the characters reacting to the changes that you've done. Okami has an overall good story. The music works so well. I never get tired of listening to the tracks of this game. I can definitely consider this a classic game to have. Okami looks great in high definition. The replay value is definitely there, whether you're into getting the trophies or just to play it all over again just for pure enjoyment or a challenge. When I first heard about this game and saw the trailer for it, I was a bit skeptical about it, because it was a dungeon crawler. And while I have played a few in the past, mainly from the Persona and the Shin Megami Tensei games, I already know what to expect.
What the hell?
The story starts off with the main character, the Dragon Emperor Fang, who is trying to gain his power that was taken away from him after he pissed off the goddess of that world. Along the way, he must learn to trust others and start all over in order to get his power back.
What was that? It sounds like it came from over there!
The characters that Fang meets along the way are an interesting bunch, to the point of knowing more about their personalities and their backstories.
Get real. Still choose to fight me? Why? You should know you cannot win.
Well, yeah. If you want to look at logic only, you'd be the last one standing. Still. You know what? Screw logic. I'm gonna win this.
Right away, you can tell it's a dungeon crawler RPG due to its first-person point of view and the turn-based strategy involved. You can also recruit monsters as a part of your army, a familiar feature seen from the Persona Shin Megami Tensei series. By the way, I apologize to anyone who thinks I pronounce SMT wrong. Using the Unchained system, all you have to do is wear down a monster to half its HP, and a little red ring will appear on screen. Then you will have to select Unchained in your menu. Afterwards, you are given a little mini game where you have to press X while inside the circle. At first it might seem a little hard for some, but after a while you get used to it. And the further you rank with your characters, it becomes a little easier to get the timing down. Monster recruiting is very important if you want to further unlock other skills that require certain attributes that they have. The skills are unlocked from a skill tree, sort of like how Final Fantasy X had it set up. Unchained Blades was a fun RPG for me. I'm glad I gave it a chance, not knowing if I was going to like it or not. The story, the characters, and the world they live in made it enjoyable to play.
Out of my way, weaklings! Raging Blaze!
When I heard the announcement of Atlus and Arc System Works working together to make Persona 4 Arena, I was stoked and had no doubts about this game. It was in good hands. Persona 4 Arena takes place after Persona 4. If you're new to the series and are curious about the backstory or want to know the characters a little more, along with the journey they all went through, it's highly recommended that you play Persona 4 first. Otherwise, you might feel a little lost.
I believe that it would be best if you get the hell out of...
Persona 3 fans will be pleased to see some of the characters make a return in this game and catch up on what they have been up to.
Uppercut!
You! No! They got the first hit!
This is it!
Here! Time to rush them! Out of my way! Backing up!
Go!
Oh my attack! Won't you hear us and freeze? Your fate is in the cards. Freeze. Trap triggered. This is our grand finale. I bring you Megadola. We've lost. Well then, farewell.
Elizabeth, wait!
Persona 4 Arena caters to not just the 2D fighting veterans, but also to beginners or fellow RPG gamers. If you're familiar with Arc System Works and their games, such as Guilty Gear or Blaze Blue, fighting fans know what to expect. For the non-fighting fans of the Persona 4 series, you don't have to worry about the difficulty being too hard, especially if you're just here for the story.
Yay!
Fans of the Persona 3 and Persona 4 series will recognize most of the tracks in this game. There are a few remixes done this time around, such as Yu Narakami's theme, which is a remix of Reach Out to the Truth. I had fun playing Persona 4 Arena. I never imagined the Persona series ever becoming a fighting game, along with working out the game mechanics between Persona users and their personas.
Your final attack is ready!
Go! Oh, crap! Do it!
You've almost got this!
Here goes! Time to break this out! Ultimate attack! This will be the end! Finish! Ha! There you have it! Huh, am I finally on the same level as you?
Yosuke, win!
Malicious is a 3D action game and a PlayStation Network exclusive title, developed and published by Albion. It was first released in Japan back in October of 2010. The chances of it being released in the US was looking very slim. However, it was released for Europe back in February of 2012. There was an announcement of a US release, but there was no official release date at the time. It was finally released in the US on July 24, 2012. The plot for this game is very simple. Go through all the stages and defeat the bosses in order to move on as you take control of the spirit vessel. At the start of the game, you can choose between a male or a female character. Both characters have their own place within the game's background story. It is a nice change up to see it laid out like this instead of being just an option like in other games. Throughout the game, you will be challenged based on your performance. This includes the amount of time it takes you to complete the level while slaying enemies and the boss. And of course, trying to stay alive as much as possible. Performing combos is also part of your performance, and really helpful in building up aura so you can do more damage. For some players, this game can be ridiculously difficult. But if you're a gamer used to challenges and love action games, this is for you. There are quick time events in this game, but what I like about them is they are optional. They are not required to finish off the boss. You can beat up the boss without ever making a quick time event show up. The soundtrack from Malicious is all orchestrated, but great, and it works so well with the game. Most of the stage tracks has that dramatic and heavy sound, giving off that epic battle feel to it. For a short game, it does have replay value, especially if you include trying to get the trophies. It was challenging at times for me, and it also became addicting as well. The controls of this game felt comfortable for me, and I really liked the D-pad option where you can switch between weapons while you're attacking. Malicious was definitely worth the wait.